My shift leader Karen enforced every rule with a tight smile and sharper clipboard. I started the night checking vitals and updating charts, her voice echoing, "If you step out of line, you're done." I pushed back nerves, knowing she'd call me out for any slip. My routine included watching Mrs. Adler, whose illness had worsened. The policy binder was always near. My shield, my trap. We'd trusted protocol too long. Karen once made a trainee cry just for skipping one line on a form. Karen hovered during rounds, scrutinizing every note. Double-check saline dosages. She barked, eyes narrowing on me. I nodded, biting my tongue. It wasn't just me, everyone flinched when she walked by. I glanced at the policy binder, remembering how it had cleared me once before. But that same protection now boxed me in. On her floor, compassion was always suspect. Mrs. Adler's breathing slowed. I alerted Dr. Rivaz, but Karen intercepted me. "Follow the chain," she said coldly. I froze. My instincts screamed to act. But one wrong move, and Karen would report me again. Her control was a noose we all wore. At 2 a.m., Mrs. Adler crashed. I hit the emergency bell, but the on-call doctor was delayed. "Page internal," Karen ordered, glancing at her watch, not the patient. I squeezed Mrs. Adler's hand, whispering she'd be okay. But we both knew I was lying. My hands hovered over the crash cart, torn. If I gave her that med without approval, my heart pounded. I ran to Dr. Benson's office, catching him by chance. "This is life or death," I said. He reviewed the chart and nodded. "Use it, I'll back you." Back in the room, I administered the med. Mrs. Adler's vitals climbed miraculous. Relief made my knees weak. Then Karen burst in, her eyes zeroed in on the Roman 4 line. "Who authorized this medication?" she snapped. I stood tall, though my voice trembled. "Dr. Benson." He saw the chart. Her face twisted. "That's a protocol breach." She stormed out, promising a report. I felt exposed, both heroic and doomed. Hours later, the director summoned me. I expected suspension. Instead, he calmly asked, "Where's the paperwork?" I handed him Benson's email and the vitals chart. He reviewed both, sighed, then said, "We'll review this carefully. In the meantime, keep working." A reprieve, not safety. Yet, Karen retaliated fast, mass emails about unauthorized med use. Tighter chart audits, surprise check-ins. The floor buzzed with tension. I worked quietly, eyes down, but something shifted. When a junior nurse hesitated over a dosage, I guided her gently. "Check policy line 48. I said, "That line, compassionate use with physician approval." A week later, the board ruled, no infraction. Karen's face remained frozen as the memo posted in the staff room. "In emergency scenarios, judgment and patient welfare must lead." Her grip cracked. The binder, once her hammer, now armed us too. In the break room, whispers turned to nods. Nurses consulted policy, not Karen, for clarity. I found the binder shelved but no longer sacred. We'd bent it, not broken it, and in doing so, reformed something quiet but essential. Karen still watched, but now, she watched a team that wasn't afraid to save a life.